am painting her this evening, and hopefully you will grab your brushes and paint along with me, because you can download my picture, Scarlett, off my website, marriedtoart.com. And what I want you to do is go there, please, and definitely download a free, for the first 10 people that is, a free image so you can paint along with me. And then this is recorded onto YouTube. I live stream to Twitter, LinkedIn, hard for me to say, Twitch, and so I live stream to anybody who will listen. Hopefully you will join me and listen as well. Thank you again. So I have a canvas. Earlier I called it in my my underpainting 16 by 20. Obviously it is not 16 by 20. It is a square, and so I believe it's probably 20 by 20 is more like it. And this is one of the canvases that my husband has made. And so at the end of the show, I do hope you will remind me, please, to let you know the information about how Boehme makes frames. And Boehme has to be my last name too. Okay, so I did the underpainting in a blue. Normally I would do it in a raw umber or a raw sienna. Why did I do it in a blue? Did I have the blues? No. The reason I did it in blue was because I knew I was going to put purple over it, or a red, and red and blue make purple, and that is a color to Scarlett. So there is a real reasoning to my thinking. Sometimes I'm not totally confused. 99% of the time I am, but don't quote me on that. All right, let's get started. So I have oils, and I did a dioxazine purple, Rose Matter, and Rose does matter. She's my stepmother. And also a ultramarine blue and titanium white. So let's grab our brushes. So please do grab your brushes. And I'm going to start with the light areas first because I can and I like to. So the lightest area, my underpainting tells me, is like right in here. There's some little tips of white going along the rose, and here's a picture of the rose. I'm going to actually, please, try to get it up on the screen for you. Okay, that is the rose we are painting, but I can't leave Rose up there, Scarlett, that is, because then you can't see me. And I know you all want to see me, right? Say right, please. Okay. Let me try to get rid of this now. Slide, go away. I don't want you anymore. Okie dokie, you didn't go away. So let me try one more time to get this slide to leave, please. There we go. I forgot one little thing. I'm back, but I need to get that slide back on that has my website, so bear with me. I know you can do it. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So as I was indicating, I want to go with the lightest first, because the light, when you do the lightest, what it does is it gives you a reference on where to go next. It also lets you know what colors, if they're too light or too dark, right next to each other. I'm just tapping this brush in. This is the easy part. The hard part is figuring out what values that I'm going to use, and I figured those out using my, what did I say you need to buy? Don't forget, a color wheel, the most valuable tool other than your paints and your brushes. Okay, so find those values, look them up, and go along with them in your underpainting. Don't do an underpainting and say, oh, I think I don't want that value there, because it might mess your picture up totally. So I'm bringing my brush up and down, all around, standing on my head. Not yet. I haven't had my glass of wine yet. Please do grab a glass of wine and join me. Now there's some really, really light colors in here. When I created this canvas, I had a knife. Watch out with me and knives. No, I had a palette knife, and I just scraped it, scraped the colors in. And so it gives me a really kind of nice of a window is what I'm thinking it reminds me of. Okay, now I did that, so I'm going to my medium light colors, and it tells me right here in the center, there's all these medium lights. You don't have to be concerned about getting all those covering up the underpainting. The underpainting can definitely show through. And I'm going to go with a light pink on that because that's what's in the center. And these little things that are in the center, they remind me of worms. And so I thought, well, what is the shape of a worm? Kind of round, certainly round. And so I found these things here, these swabs, and I said, that kind of looks like a worm. Maybe I could make a little wormy with this. I use anything I can in my artwork. So I'm just putting this on and trying to make worms, swirling it around, saying, is that a worm? Yeah. Is that a worm? Yep. And there's lots of texture in that center. Going back with the pink. Dabbing it on there so easily. There's some blue in the very center, so I'm not going to cover the blue up. I'm going every which way with this swab. When I'm done, I'll swab my ears and my nose. No, I promise I won't do that, not with oils. So let me set this down. I'll find my paper plate. It ran away. Nope, there it is. Okay, and I just painted my my wall a little bit blue too. So the next color I want to go to, I still want to stick in here because my underpainting tells me this is a medium light color here. So I need to stick with that. And I'm going to get a different brush because that one's too short and then I end up blocking your view. So I try to stand off to the side, come up here, pushing my brush up into the canvas. Not really concerned about anything other than, am I following my guidelines? This tells me, the underpainting says, this is step one. It's almost like painting by number, I call it. Because once you get it up there, I'm going to lighten this up, that it is right. And then I'm going to add some swirly things in there, strokes. You should add swirls and all kinds of strokes. Don't just go up and down and sideways. Stand on your head if you can. No, not really. Now these strokes are coming out this way, and then they're going down there to go to the shape of the flower. Scarlett. Then there's some of that color right around here. Gets a little bit darker in here, and then really kind of dark there. Some even go even a little bit darker. Same brush. Not wanting to dirty brushes. You know me. I hate cleaning brushes, and I'm not kidding. There's too many brushes to clean at the end of this day. Stop complaining, you say. Okay, I will. For 1 minute, I'll stop. All right. Then there's that really beautiful color. I'm actually leaving those blue. I'm just putting oils on top of there because I want blue leaves. I can have whatever color I want. It doesn't matter. It's my painting. If I want blue leaves, I'm getting blue leaves. Just pushing, 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 jabbing, knowing that this is the right color. It makes me so happy. That might be just a little bit too dark. And you say, well, how can you tell? How can you tell? How can you tell? Say my L's. I know I can do it. Well, the reason being is it should go on like butter on bread. That's how I describe it. Butter on bread. And then in my post painting, after I close the show down, I sit in my desk in my other studio. Oh yes, I have so many studios. And then I do the detail work. I use a dry brush a lot. You've heard me talk about using the dry brush. Those colors are gonna come out. They're going to blend out because that's the way the flower is headed. And then I've got some down here that's about the same color, so I want to get that in there, then there, and then that color goes around like this. And where else do you go? That's too dark. Now I'm going to go back in and tap in some white. Taking my brush, raising my arm. Good thing I took a shower. Woo! I'm just kidding. Putting in these layers. Trying to realize the shape, which way is the flower headed. It's so delicate. Now I'm going to start adding some of those curlicue strokes. I want to get a dry brush. Come over here, grab a dry brush, and just blend some of that in there while I can. Just taking a dry brush, bringing it down, pushing it up, cleaning it off. Here's my little rag I'm going to use. And there's no paint on this at all. I don't want paint because I want to just mix it well, gallery style painting, so you definitely go outside the sides and along the edges to bring the eye around the picture, because you can. Now this bends, so I'm going to just take it and bend it. No, you make it bend when you add a lighter color in there. Remember, I'm letting the blue shine through. Then these flowers start to blend out this direction. I'm going to go lighter because that's what my underpainting tells me, go light. Pushing it in there and then pushing it down the direction the flower goes. I started to do the white space, but I don't want to do that. All right. Go in and grab a little more. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of purple because I can. That's probably too dark. Way too dark. I'll have to fix that in the post-production because it is way, way too dark. I got a little ambitious there. Adding some more white, staying true to my underpainting. Then I want to go in here. That's a little lighter. So I'm going to lighten it up. And that flower goes, that petal goes up here. And then it starts to turn. This one right here, still the same color, using the same type of strokes. And this flower is going down that direction, and it's perfect with that underpainting, blends right in there. bringing some of that painting into the center. This painting will be for sale on my website, marriedtoart.com. Just be reminded that my husband was telling me, well, you say you're going to put your paintings on, but I don't see them on there. He forgets that oil paintings take forever to dry. And then I have to put a glaze on them. And so, folks, just bear with me. I bear with you. I'm going to tap some of that in there just to give it some depth. That's the word. That one goes out, and there's the center, and then this flower comes in still, so that's coming in there. It's much lighter, and then this one comes down. Okay, this right here is that big leaf, and there's a really big leaf. There's this, and so that's this one here, and it has some edging to it, and it needs to have some of that darker color coming down here. Actually, that color needs to be in here, sorry. I'll fix that. Then the same thing here, a little bit darker, giving it some depth, making the eye go inside the flower. Scarlett loves it. She told me. Do you ever talk to your flowers? I was talking to my flowers. I'm standing there holding the stupid rag. I like holding things for some reason. And then I make mistakes when I do that. So, oh no! Oh, my paints just fell on the floor. Oh well, guess what? I'm going to paint the floor next. No, I am going to pick that up just a little bit with that rag. I forgot to tape this down, and that's why I did it. Normally I tape down this palette, and I forgot this time. So let me take 1 second to do that. I really don't want to paint my floor. They're hardwood. There goes the brush. Okay, yes, do not paint your floor. And when you're doing art, make sure that you're taking the time to figure things out ahead of time. You know, when I do this show, I have a lot of prep to do. And so, think it through. It causes a lot less stress. Always mix up a little bit more paint than you think, but not too much. And remember, when you're cleaning your brushes, pull the paint off, because you don't want to stop up your sinks with this paint. Okay, what I'm looking for is another big brush. And this one will work. All right, I'm just going to kind of pull that out. It's a dry brush. I'm barely putting any pressure on this, barely any pressure. None whatsoever. I don't want to muddy my colors. Number one, I've already decided that those colors are correct, so there's no sense changing them in midstream. Why would you want to do that? When you spend so much time doing all the hard work. I turned my brush because it had a little bit of paint on it, and I really didn't want that paint. Okay, now there's this color here, and so I'm going to use this big old brush. This leaf, this is on top, so this needs to go a little bit darker, just a little, to make it appear like it's on the top. And I'm following the strokes when I use the projector, I went a certain way with my strokes, and I want to stay true to those strokes. This one bends right there, and this one has a nice, really nice soft touch to it. And I'm going to add some of this color in here because I can and I want to. Look at that, it blends in perfectly with this square that I created. Couldn't ask for a better piece. All right, what I want to do is I want to dot some more pink in that center because I don't want all that blue in there. That's way too dark, and this brush is way too big, so I'll grab this brush here. Remember I said these are wormy shapes, and there's like a very center of the circle. There's a really pretty color in there. I missed that on the underpainting, but I'm going to get it now. That rascal is not going to escape me. That has more dioxide in it, and so I'm just going to plop that in there, just touching it in there. Okie dokie. Oh my gosh, I got to paint all over my hands and on my floor. Oh wow, that's what I love. Love cleaning. No. Okay, this needs to be a little bit darker, and then these are in here. I'm going to make this, just touch that up a little bit, and then this too, add some of those touches, finishing touches on it. This I love. I'm leaving it alone before I mess it up. All right. So most of the head is done, and I'm setting this down because I have purple all over my hands, and I don't want to get it on my face, and that color stains everything. That's why you only need a little tiny bit. Don't use too much. All right. Set that down for a second and go back to work. It's on that brush. So I got it back on my hand. You nasty little brush. Okay. That's okay. I can move on because I'm moving on to my blues now. I got the blues. My lightest color on the leaves, I'm going to do first, grab this other brush here, and you have to have really thin paint. So you got to use, I have this oil that I thin my paint out with. It's Bob Ross oil. So I'm going to put it in there on my light blue because I want it really, really thin. I'm just putting a little drop of it, putting the lid back on so I don't spill that. Taking it and twirling my brush until it's almost liquefied. That's all I can think of, liquefied. Okay? And starting here and just bringing this down on top of the blue. The blue is the, remember the first blue is your acrylics. And then I could have probably done, it's pretty, actually it fades out pretty much. Maybe a little bit of darker blue on one side, just a streak, a hair of it. I can go through again, do it on the top, twirl in my brush as I go along. I never was a baton twirler in school. Going back in, adding one blue on one side, the other blue on the other side, and there is another stem right there, and there's a stem here. That stem, I believe, is, let's see, I know I have like a little triangle, and look for your shapes. Then it comes down like this. And there's a stem there, which I already got. That long stem, then it comes down here, and then it comes out. I didn't get that the first time. Okay, it goes underneath this leaf. Underneath it. Now these are going to be hard to realize, did I go over that or not, because it matches up perfectly with my underpainting. All right. No, what do I want to do? Dance. Not yet. I grabbed a different brush because, oh, this brush is terrible. I don't know why I didn't clean that brush. That goes in the trash can. Let me grab another brush over here. Go with my lightest colors first. And this is almost clear. It's just, I'm going to outline here. And then I need to get some more white. Let me set this down. Where are you, white? Don't run away from me. There you are. Wipe my brush off because I put pink on one side and I don't want pink on one side. And there's a really dark color on there. Wow. Set that down and grab my paints again and let that go. Okie dokie. I'm going to put white on one side and a light blue on the other, and then I'm going through this flower here, this leaf. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of purple in there because I can. Add some more white to give it some depth in the middle. And going the shape of the leaf. And in post-production, I'll be putting those, what are they called? Veins. That's it. That's what they're called, veins. I'll put those veins in it. Okay. Then the next one. Light blue on one side, dark blue on the other. That's too dark, so I need to go to this side. And then comes down like that, so I'm going to bring that in just like that. Leave that clear. I like that it's clear. Some of that yellow shows through. You probably can't see it, but I can. White and blue again. This one is lighter on the top. I put the wrong side up there. That's all right. Who cares? Put some more white in the center. Goes this way with the strokes. Now I'll do this one right here because there's lots and lots of light color in there. And that leaf, here's that one flower petal, and then this leaf turns down. That's it. Okay. So it's really light in here. And then it gets darker. More white. This is the perfect color. It blends in just like butter. Wiggling my brush. I'm not getting those little edges in yet. I'll do that in post-production. So just bear with me. Don't think I forgot, because I didn't. And then that goes over here. It's got some nice depth in the center. I'm going to keep the light in there because that's what my underpainting tells me. It's talking again. Then there's real dark in there, and I'm going to do that last. Same thing, white on one side, blue on the other. On this leaf goes behind that leaf, so I need to darken one of these leaves. The one that's in the front should be the darkest. So I add just a little bit of the darker blue to put that other leaf in the back. That's probably too much. There we go. Marvelous. Then that dark blue is right in there, so I'm going to add some of that dark blue. Beautiful. That one just pops right out at you. Then I'll add the lighter blue because it's swirled around just like this. And then this one goes behind, so it's going to be lighter. Cover up the stem, and that one will be almost white. So let me get all this paint off my brush. Grab some white because it just kind of blends out. It's in the background. It actually comes here, down this way here. So I'm just going to take this and zoom, just go right over it again. Okay, did I do this one? Yes or no? No. Then these down here, almost white. Remember your shapes. Don't be exact. Art is not a science, not an exact. If you want to be exact, you'll drive yourself crazy in creating. You definitely want to just let yourself go with the brush. Let the brush follow you, your lead. Don't let the brush tell you what to do. You lead. This one here, let's see. It comes down and it goes into a V, and then this one comes up, so it's going to be in this direction here. Okay. I have most of it in there. I know I need to darken the head. I know that there's really dark colors in there, and I don't want to do that right now. I want to do that a little bit later when I have a little more time and patience, and it's hot in my studio right now. I have a fan going. I don't want to step on this paint. So I'm going to suggest that you go grab your glass of wine and join me with paint on my hands. Salute! To an almost finished painting. And you know, at the very end, I do the happy brush dance as well. And so I'm Hispanic, and I am so proud to be Hispanic. I cannot speak Spanish. I'm sorry. If you're German, do you speak German? I doubt it. Anyways, I am so glad that you are with me. A few reminders. When you're cleaning your brushes, pull the paint off because you don't want the paint to go down your drain. Organize things. Think things ahead of time. If you're going to do a lot of painting one day, the day before, get everything ready so you're not doing it all at one time, because then you get too tired and you don't have as much patience. And so that's what I have to do. I have to get things prepared ahead of time, you know, over plan in painting. over plan. Just keep working, keep painting every single day. Remember, don't let the devil tell you that you can't be successful, because guess what? I'm telling you, you can. It just takes time. Honest to God. Honestly, I shouldn't say to God. Honestly, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of canvases. And talking about canvases, remember I said my husband, Boehme, making frames. Here's one of the frames he's made. So a lot of the paintings are custom-made frames. Not only do I paint them, but my husband makes them. Yes, he's so very, very talented. And he's downstairs right now preparing a place to hang all my paintings. And he puts these little tabs on it. I am going to put the video, the entire video on how Boehme makes frames on my website, mary2art.com. So, a couple of reminders. I forgot to bring my music, and I had some nice Mexican music all lined up, but that's okay. I can sing along with you. Of course, you're singing in the background as well. Do check out my website, mary2art.com, please. If you go into YouTube and you find me under the search bar, Mary Boehme, Boehme, then subscribe. Give me a nice little comment, because I have been with you a while and I would really appreciate that. Shout out to me. Look for those different shapes in your artwork. Look for rectangles. When I said that stem, it was in a triangle shape. I caught it right away. You know, of course, a lot of ovals are on leaves, and you know, there's cylinders and wormy shapes. So look for those shapes and stick with it. Stick with noticing those shapes. A couple of things. I am doing Mexican skull. Hopefully, I say hopefully, on Friday, I am designing a Mexican skull, because I am Mexican. Ooh la la, ay ay ay. Yes. So check with me on Friday. I am doing the down painting at 1 o'clock, but it's not being streamed, live streamed. I'm going to record it and put it on my website. And on Monday, I'm doing Creve Coeur Rowers. It's a picture I took at Creve Coeur Lake in St. Louis, Missouri over the weekend. I really love it. It will be a silhouette. And I also have a picture of the Admiral. When the Admiral flooded in like 20,000 years ago, it was a casino after it was a nightclub type area. So I'll be doing that one as well. And send me those pictures. Adela, I'm talking to you. I know you're watching. I need those Mexican pictures. My cousins are down there in Texas, and they can get me some pictures. Please send them to me. Check out my website. Let me know if you have anything you want me to paint, and then I will paint it for you. Of course, it won't be free. I can't give everything away. I give you my love, you know, and I give you all my talents and my skills. So please do check out my website, mary2art.com, and grab your rumba. I got my own music. Who needs music when you do the happy brush dance? Tell your neighbors that you really like them. You want to cut their lawn for them. They'll love you after that. Cut their lawn. Send them some dinner. Call mom and dad. Call your Uncle Mike. Be with all your family. You know, make those phone calls, because it's so important to be kind and generous, because that's what God does for us. God, SDG, how I say my artwork, Sally, Deo, Gloria, ooh la la, ay ay ay, to God be the glory. Amen. Thank you for joining me. God bless. La cucaracha, la cucaracha, la 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 la, salud, la cucaracha. La cucaracha, la 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 la. Ah! I dropped that too, can you believe it? I just got the dropsies tonight, that's all. La cucaracha, I'm still here. Will somebody turn out the lights? Oh, I forgot I'm the only one in the studio. Good night. Sweet dreams.